Digital Officer of Digital Ops, a division of RB Oppenheim Associates. Welcome to the Digital Marketing Podcast and video series where we talk about digital marketing tactics to help grow your business. Hello, good afternoon. Michael Wynn, Chief Digital Officer of Digital Ops, a division of RB Oppenheim Associates. Welcome to the Digital Marketing Podcast and video series where we talk about digital marketing and tactics to help grow your business. Today, we're going to talk about the hidden revenue of YouTube for small businesses that you will likely never find. You know, I think it's interesting when you look back, it's hard to believe that it was only in April of 2005. In fact, YouTube is going to celebrate its 15th birthday tomorrow, Thursday on April 23rd. So April 23rd, 2005, the first YouTube video was launched. And since then, it has just absolutely blown up, right? We're not surprised by that. We know that it's the second most popular search engine next to Google itself. And some other statistics that should be important to small businesses, but are often overlooked. Think about this for a minute. It reaches more adults under the age of 50 years than cable or broadcast TV. And did you know that the YouTuber who's made the most money off of their YouTube channel was some guy named Dan in 2017 who made $16.5 million through his YouTube channel. The other thing that a lot of people I think will find surprising is that there are more than 1 billion hours of videos consumed every day, which is more than Facebook and Netflix combined. The average session on a mobile device is more than 40 minutes. And with what happened with smart TVs and the affordability of those TVs, the number of videos watched on smart TVs doubled beginning in 2018, and that number continues to skyrocket. Now, another thing that you need to think about is what kind of videos are broadcast or published on YouTube. Well, it's pretty simple. You can actually break it down really into two categories. You have 50% of the videos on YouTube have to do with how to do this, how to do that, right? The other 50% of the videos have some form of entertainment, whether that's comedy or music, or any other form of entertainment. That's really the two pieces. You know, it's educational or it's entertainment. Now, here are some other really interesting statistics that small business owners should be aware of. 68% of people watch a video during the decision process as they're deciding to purchase products or services. And more than 80% of people watch a video to begin the purchase process, right? They're trying to figure out what their options are. It's later that they, do sort of this deep discovery of the pros and cons of the different products or services. Now, here's why the topic of this episode today is that many users, many small businesses will never find the hidden revenue in YouTube because only 9% of small businesses are actually using and leveraging YouTube. So if that's the case, are we ignoring that year after year, YouTube, there are more channels earning over $100,000 in revenue every year. And that number keeps doubling, like it keeps increasing 40% year after year, the number of channels who are experiencing $100,000 in revenue. Now, the other thing that I think is very interesting is the demographic split. The demographic split of YouTube, the statistics show us that 62% are male and 38% are female. So I think that number in itself is interesting and should have a direct impact on your content, right? I mean, obviously, if you're a business and your target audience is heavily male driven, you really should be thinking about YouTube. And if your business is primarily driven by females, you can't ignore that either, because we're talking, 4 out of 10, right, are females. So there is a huge group there. So let's jump into the how to, because you know me, the content that I produce. I'm all about the how to, the very tactical, practical, aspects of things that are related to digital marketing and business growth. So, all right, let's go into. I've got 6 items that I want to kind of dive into that are really about how can a small business actually discover the hidden revenue of YouTube, and kind of how you do it. So let's start with, what kind of content are you going to produce? So number 1 is, think about the kind of content and how long it's going to be. I will tell you, as a content producer myself and as a content consumer myself, you will be surprised at the length of the content that I'm telling you you should try to produce and the frequency of which you should try to produce it. So for your YouTube channel, for your pillar content, ideally you want to be somewhere between 20 to 40 minutes of content. I'm sure you're like, Michael, whoa, that's way too much. Well, no, it's not really, because when you go long form content, that means your video is running longer on YouTube. And when your content is being watched longer on content, guess what happens? You have the potential to have more views, to have more ads shown on your YouTube channel, which, guess what, earns you more money. Well, gosh, Michael, I never thought about the fact that my video is there for the consumption or as a vehicle that ads are being delivered. Guys, YouTube advertising dollars are absolutely just blowing through the roof, and they're so affordable because compared to their big brother search index and search terms, and advertisers can place ads on YouTube based on search terms done on the search platform for pennies on the dollar. So having long form content does a couple of things. Number 1, it establishes that you have the credibility and you are an authority, you are an expert in whatever it is you're talking about, right? Whatever the how-to is that you're talking about, whether it's how to bake bread or how to, maximize the search engine optimization of your website, or, how to break down the daily fantasy football, picks of the day, or whatever the category is. The long form content provides you with a vehicle that has several amplification elements. So long form content and really publishing, here's the grind. This is the part that most businesses, why they will never be able to recognize or realize the hidden revenue of YouTube. It's a grind. It's a grind of producing and creating and publishing videos every single day. And it's really not that hard. I mean, especially with right now, you need to invest about $100. You need a nice, snowball or a nice video, webcam and a good microphone so that the quality is good. That's not a lot, right? $100. Um, and you need to make sure that your content is rock solid. So again, if you're doing your job day in and day out, you know your product, you know your industry inside and out. Now, maybe you need to go, a little bit deeper and dig a little bit deeper to provide a contextual example that sets you apart from every other video that's out there that's produced, because you're going to have competition. You'll absolutely have competition. And it really depends on your video, the quality and the authoritative and original content that you produce as to the success and how many people are tuning in and how many people are watching. So number two, when you really start to produce content at this frequency and at that length, you're going to attract some brands. You are going to attract other businesses and other brands that want to leverage your audience. What is the number? I think what you're going to find is once you cross over, there's a couple of different thresholds. There's the 1,000 subscribers, and then it kind of jumps to the 10,000 subscribers, and then it kind of jumps from there. But the 1,000 subscriber mark is really kind of that threshold of when you're going to look at and realize your rating for your system. Because again, if I'm a content creator and I'm producing my videos, I'm documenting my process, and my content is really consumed by men who are age, 21 to 50, okay, well, guess what? The men that are in that 35 to 50 range and the females that are in that range, guess what? In most cases, they are the ones with the most disposable income and who are making buying decisions. And so two things are happening in that rating is your cost click, when someone clicks on your video content, is established. And then also you're able to then go to those brands that reach out to you and say, hey, listen, we'd like to, have our logo in the background, or we'd like to, have you mention us as a presenting sponsor, whatever those conversations look like. So there's two things. You've got the actual platform of YouTube itself, who's paying you revenue. And then you've got the sponsorship dollars of brands who want to get in front of your audience. They're paying you dollars. And you can do this in a very organic way. I mean, if I was a realtor, right, and I was doing video properties and things of that nature, I could have someone, whether it's the guy who does the yard work, or it could be, the person that's the banker who's doing the loans. I could have all kinds of people who want to sponsor my content that I'm producing on a daily basis, where I'm giving out ideas about how to do this, how to avoid a $10,000 mistake in buying your next house, or, how to, avoid, regret when choosing what car to buy, whatever the topic is, or when you're, documenting something for entertainment purposes, the same process here. So attracting sponsors is the second thing when you really start to think about, how does this channel grow, and how can I, as a small business, realize revenue from YouTube as a platform? Guys, we have so many small business owners who are at home right now because of what's happening as it relates to the coronavirus and the stay-at-home orders and the work-from-home orders. I mean, this is the absolute perfect time to start recording and documenting your business and what you do and the passion behind it, and getting into the very nitty-gritty details, and begin creating a following of your content. Now, here's the other thing. So that's kind of broken up. Again, to review: number one, long form content; number two, attracting sponsors; number three, increasing your YouTube rating. We talked about the 1,000 subscribers. 10,000 subscribers and then scales from there. But the fourth thing I want to talk about is the search engine optimization value. So what's happening is that the metadata that's inside of the videos, because it's a Google product, has this multiplier effect when you post it on your own business website, the YouTube video that you've created. You're creating a connection between the topic and your website and this authoritative content. Now, again, in full transparency, I create these videos. I record the podcast at the same time. I download the video from Facebook. I upload it to YouTube, and then I put it on our blog. And it's been no surprise that, if you do a Google search, organic search for digital marketing, Tallahassee, which is where I live, we're going to be in the top 1 or 2, 3 organic listings because I'm producing daily videos about digital marketing tactics and strategies to help grow your business. I say it over and over. It's not by coincidence, but it's not rocket science either. And so as a small business owner, what is the one thing you can do to invest in your own business right now is to create video content that's interesting or entertaining or educational and get that stuff on YouTube and start your journey towards realizing the hidden revenue from sponsorship dollars, from paid ads that are clicked on your video content. Again, I think we're going to look back at, this time where people are at home and have the ability, it used to be you don't want to play the sound of a YouTube video while you're at work because everybody's going to know you're watching YouTube. Well, now you're at home and it doesn't matter. You can watch all the YouTube videos you want all day long. You don't have to have your earbuds in. You can just listen to it in full sound. Yeah, you could still be over here, plugging in your numbers, doing, whatever your daily tasks are, and have YouTube playing in the background, no different than you'd have, Muzak playing over, head in the office. People can do it, and they can passively consume content in that way. Just because it's video doesn't mean that I have to watch it. I can listen to it in many cases. Number 5 is don't forget about the multimedia output of your long form video. So just because I said you want to record 20 to 30 minutes, the reason why that's so important is because you're going to open yourself to the opportunity to leverage that long form pillar content into multiple formats that are smaller, right? So for LinkedIn, you can take, the highlight segment of less than 10 minutes, and you can chop that and upload that into LinkedIn and use that to build awareness for your YouTube channel, as well as just brand awareness. You can take micro clips, if you will, 45 seconds or less, upload that to Instagram. Or you can take 2 minutes and under and post that on Facebook and put ads against it, paid advertisement placement against behaviors of people who have demonstrated that they like to watch videos related to the topic matter that you're discussing, right? You're building your audience. And in your description, you always want to mention, hey, if you want more information, follow our blog. Make sure you have links to your YouTube channel. Again, driving traffic, asking for subscriptions. That's the ask, right? Producing content for the sake of producing content, to create more content, to attract more subscribers. That's the end game. Because at the end of the day, you want to realize the hidden revenue that YouTube is holding. I think that we're going to see more and more of this happening again because of, what's happening with COVID-19 and small businesses. It is essential that I don't know necessarily that you have to reinvent yourself, but you definitely need to rethink how you're getting your message out. And you've got to think about how, as a society, Americans are consuming content, what they're watching, what they're searching. And if your brand or business is not producing video content on a daily basis, you are falling way behind. You are falling way behind, and you're literally leaving money on the table. You could literally be leaving $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a day in revenue unrealized on YouTube. I think, and lastly, the thing that you want to make sure that you leverage is growing your own email list. Why? Because the email is one of the greatest signals to be able to say, hey, we just posted a new video. We hope that you'll, check it out, right? Because when you grow that video, when you grow your list, your email list, again, you're just amplifying the opportunity to grow your video subscriber list. So guys, I hope this has been helpful. I know I was really inspired today when I just kind of thought about and was inspired by a video that I watched today by another content creator and how he was sharing the money that he's realized on YouTube. And I was like, oh man, I know I have a bunch of friends that probably don't even follow this guy who need to hear, how I was, inspired and I'm trying to do the same thing. I want to inspire you. If you're a small business owner today, or make a plan, listen to the steps that I've recommended, plan on just turning on the video and having a good microphone and making sure that you're recording a long form 20 or 30-minute video. I like to have my little cheat sheet, right? I have my little bullet points that I make sure I want to cover because I'm going to talk about things. You get going down a rabbit trail, some things that you want to talk about. Make sure you have that ready to go. And it's very easy just to turn the video on and boom, start going after it, right? But have that long form content. Understand that your ultimate goal is you need to get attention. You need to get the attention of the platform, YouTube itself, and its users and viewers. And you also want to get the attention of sponsors who would like to have access to your audience, right? And let that be the drive for your daily grind of turning on the camera. Now, don't forget, number 3 is that there is some strategy in how to grow your YouTube subscribers, understanding that when you start off, your goal is going to be 1,000 subscribers and hitting that, getting a good ranking evaluation. I mean, it's almost like, startup companies who are trying to get their, their investment, rating, evaluation. It's kind of that same thing. That's that mark. And then, the next mark that you want to try to hit is that 10,000 subscriber list. And then it scales from there. Guys, the numbers just absolutely mushroom and blow up when we talk about, subscribers and sponsors and all the different things, whether it's, affiliate marketing that are a part of the services that you may use to get your job done, or sponsorship dollars, or maybe you have private access to content that you have, whether it's on, platforms like Patreon or your own website where you have a subscription model, if that's your business model that you decide to go down. And then remember the search engine optimization value of video posted to your website, not posted on a static page, but posted on an individual post or blog post, if you will. WordPress is great. You can literally take the YouTube link and put it right in there and it will automatically load it. It's a universal player, super simple. So the search engine optimization value of posting that daily is absolutely phenomenal. And it's a linchpin into making sure that you realize the revenue opportunity that you have by growing your subscriber list on YouTube. And then number 5, think about all the different media. We talked about the long form, the short form, but at the same time, while I'm recording this video, I'm recording the audio separately, which is going up to anchor.fm, which is a free platform. That is then recorded, and then I hit publish. It goes out to iTunes, it goes to Spotify, it goes to Outcast, it goes to about 12 different other platform channels where people can subscribe and listen to the podcast. We've had over 12,000 downloads of our podcast sessions, which is just phenomenal. I love to, that's something that really fuels me to create more, is that people are finding value out of the content that I produce. And you'll experience that same thing when you're having a down day, when you're really struggling with, man, the world around me just seems like everything is shut down and things are negative, to see I got one more subscriber, I got one more viewer. It can be an encouraging fuel to keep you on the grind to produce every day. And then don't forget, grow your list, right? Ask people, hey, I hope you'll give me your email so I can let you know when my next video comes out. And again, the whole idea here is to provide more value to them through the content that you're producing, whether you're explaining how to in an educational format, or whether you're just having fun and creating an entertainment, piece of content, whether it's music or comedy, or any other form of education or entertainment. That's your tone, that's your brand tone. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Michael Wynn. I'm the Chief Digital Officer of Digital Ops, a division of RB Oppenheim Associates. Thanks for tuning in today, and I'll catch you tomorrow on the next episode of Digital Marketing with Digital Ops.